NBA 2K18 tutorial number 11. Today we'll be going over the freelance offense that is Warriors motion cuts, but we'll be taking it to level 2 now because we've already done level 1 yesterday. So what we're going to do is we'll be adding money plays to the foundation that we have already built on level 1 to make this even more deadlier with more control and more motion to shatter any defense you see. What we'll be doing is we'll be blending handoffs, pick and rolls, and RC slips all together to create an incredible freelance offense out of Warriors motion cuts. Now, make sure you come by on Monday night livestream to play my park with me. So subscribe if you haven't and come by on Monday so we can play park together. Now, first things first, the required settings. You need to make sure the setups once again is identical for this to work properly. So in the code settings, you want to make sure everything looks exactly just like that. Every line looks like that, okay? And for the controller settings, make sure you turn skip pass disabled and icon passing to full receiver control, and turn receiver control to handoff and pitch pass. So please watch part 1 tutorial number 10. You can click the all tutorial plays if you haven't watched it, because none of this will really work at all without you understanding what I have taught in part 1 on tutorial number 10. Alright, so just go to my playlist, all tutorial playlist, and you can find it there if you haven't seen it. So in the previous one, what I really taught you guys was in 14 seconds, you can run 2 pick and rolls with motion from the middle back to back in the setup I have taught you. And that's very useful because the extra motion breaks the defense. And what I've also taught you is I taught you to add in random handoffs to cause even more motion from the middle pick and roll out of this and the specific details. And yes, with the random handoffs, it's just, look at that, it's so deadly. But the thing is, the handoffs were random. What I'm going to teach you today, I'm going to teach you designated handoffs to trigger what I call the pistol action that is run in the NBA in real life and made famous by Mike D'Antoni. And you can consider these designated handoffs that I'm about to show you within Warriors Motion Cuts Freelance as money play number 1 this year from me. So I'm very excited. So what you want to do is you want to start off in Warriors motion and you want to call ISO as you bring up the ball. And you want to dribble towards the single side, so the side with only one corner player. You want to dribble towards that after you have called ISO in Warriors motion cuts. So as that is developing, make sure you push your L stick towards the corner man and hold down circle, which trigger him to come up, as you can see there. And this first handoff is already starting off the extra motion and is deadly because the wing player who's handing off the ball to Tente Papunko can possibly cut off Giannis's man LeBron and force a switch. And even if he doesn't, there's extra motion, and as you're coming out of the handoff, you want to dribble towards the middle. And then as you're doing that, you want to call an icon pick and roll for the center. Now this is the skill gap in this money play. The quicker you can call this icon pick and roll while you are dribbling towards the middle out of the handoff, the smoother this play will run. So make sure you practice that yourself. Do not come to a standstill and call the pick and roll. That's not good. You want to be moving towards the middle while you're calling for the screen, okay? The better you can do that, the better this play will go. And now there's even more extra motion, and the motion handoff coming from that with the middle pick and roll will use this and break the defense extremely effectively. As you can see, we got the corner man, an open shot there, swish bomb by Brogdon. You can see it one time in real time here. So I'm going to bring up the ball, call ISO, hand it off to the corner man, come to the middle, call the pick while I'm going towards the middle, and make sure, this is key, the pick is being set to the single side. You see Monroe coming up here to set the pick, and if you look at the pick symbol next to R2, the pick is being set towards the left, which in this case is the single side. And this is super useful because as Monroe is coming up to set the pick, he also acts as an off-ball screen to Dele. And this is extra motion. Dele gets a little bit of a head start. The defense has to shift, opens up the corner, bang by Dele Delova. That is really important. So you must be like, can I call the pick and set it towards the double side? Of course. But it's just not as effective. You see me bring up the middle, call the pick while I bring it up. See, I'm setting towards the double side and it's more crowded. Will I still get a look? Yes, but why would you want to crowd yourself, right? And also, if you do this, you're losing the initial off-ball pick that the center could have gave to the corner. It's a single side corner man. So double side still works, but it's crowded. Open shot for JR is still a swish, but not as nice. So make sure when you do this, hand off, come to the middle, call the pick all at once. Quicker you can do it better. Make sure the pick is set towards the single side. Opens up the court. Easy roll. And another key thing about the pistol action is that where you bring the ball up, call ISO, and you go from the wing handler to the corner guy and hand it off to him. This is essential because this helps non-shooters in corners become a threat coming out of the corner with the wing guy acting as a, dribble handoff pick. And this can help people like Jabari Parker, who is not a knockdown shooter, or in extreme cases, someone like Andre Robertson. You can see the handoff develop here, and because of the screen that kind of happens as the player gets out of the way, I can turn the corner and dunk. I don't even need the pick and roll. You can just go right away if you see a drive. Very useful. And when one handoff isn't enough, family, do it twice. So you can see the pistol action here goes towards the middle, call it a bit quickly, single side screen, nothing, swing it around, do another handoff, go back towards the middle. That's nasty, nasty stuff. Alright, so it must be like, well, Sam, if you have taught us to use circle for handoffs, that's great, but now I can't do RC slip anymore because I use circle to trigger that. And yeah, sorry about that, family, because I figured that out before I figured this out. So yeah, but no worries, because with the correct settings in 2K18, you can actually have both handoffs and RC slip together. That's right, very exciting, I know. So in icon passing, make sure you switch it to full receiver control. So even if your receiver control, as you can see here, is at handoff and pitch pass, it makes no difference because now you can trigger receiver control with icon passing. So this is what you want to do. You can see me bring the ball up the middle here, call an ISO, and ask Tristan to come up. Now as he is setting the screen, I tap R1 again, and that brings up the icons. And at this point, if you tap any of the icons, obviously it becomes an icon pass. But what you want to do is to trigger a receiver control or an RC. You want to tap R1 and you want to hold down the player icon that you want to, gain receiver control for. So in this case for us, it's Tristan Thompson. So I'm going to tap R1 and hold on to L2 and become Tristan. And at this point, I have become Tristan Thompson, and I'm just going to slip towards the paint, and I'm going to let go of L2 to pass because I'm controlling Tristan, who is L2, and that's an RC slip back again. So we can do RC slip and handoff, just the extra button, right? Because now, instead of holding circle, you're just going to tap R1 and hold down the player icon you want to become, let go to pass. So it's an extra button, but it's worth the trouble because now you also allow yourself to do handoffs. So tap R1, tap the player icon, become the person, slip, dunk. So this brings us to money play number 2, the RC slip pistol. Now this is a very high level move, as you can tell by the name. So remember to practice this a lot, please, before you do it. So what you want to do is you want to go to the middle, call ISO, and begin an icon pick and roll with the center. And as the pick is coming up, tap R1, and then you want to hold on to the icon, so L2 to become the center and prepare to RC slip. Now obviously, you can see in this case, there's no slip because the paint is being covered. So what you want to do is, instead of slipping towards the middle, if it's not open, you want to slip towards the elbow, and then you're going to let go of the icon to pass, which is L2, and then as you catch it, you want to dribble towards the corner and start a handoff with the corner man, and this kind of starts a smaller pistol kind of action, like a mini one, and we're going to use the spacing of the Warriors motion cuts, go side to side. That's deadly stuff. So you can see it one time in real time. We're going to bring it up, call ISO, bring it towards the middle, do icon pick and roll with the center, tap R1, hold L2, become center, no dive, slip to the elbow, hand off to Jabari Parker, go towards the middle. Oh, and just cuts in. Gorgeous. So, but obviously, family, if the RC slip is there, take it. Don't complicate things, right? If they give you the paint, dunk it on them. Don't slip to the elbow and do a handoff. You see the paint, take it. Now, but if they don't give you the paint, and you can see it, you can see them not giving you the paint, you slip to the elbow instead, go towards the single side corner man, hand it off to him, turn the corner, side to side action, play out of the Warriors motion cuts freelance, because by this time you know what the motion is like with all the shooters. Make sure you have shooters for this, and it's gonna work. Check it out here. This is RC slip pistol plus Warriors motion middle pick and roll. So we're gonna slip, no screen, slip to the corner, hand it off to the corner man, go towards the middle, nothing, kick it to the side, attack again, side to side, still nothing, kick it towards the middle, call middle pick and roll once again. This is Warriors motion. Use that extra motion at the end. That's 24 seconds, 16 actions or something. Bangity, bang, bang, bang. Chris Middleton. Love it. Woo! So as you can tell, I love this. Run this yourself, family, and let me know how you do with it. This is very deadly. This is already 2 money plays, and everything is in flow, as I told you guys earlier. Everything is read and react. It's not static. It's in like full motion, and you're doing this by in the end, I hope you guys do this by muscle memory and you are just reading and reacting, right? Because you don't see me stop at all. Once I start the motion, it's going. So tomorrow or Wednesday, probably tomorrow, we'll be discussing level 3, which is the final step of me perfecting the Warriors motion cuts freelance for you guys. So make sure you check it out for that, and it's so deadly, it's crazy. So make sure you subscribe and add a like if you enjoyed this. If you haven't subscribed, just do, because if you want to come by on Monday night live streams, you can play my park with me. So that's why I asked you to subscribe. And if you want to see more tutorials on time, do that also. So family, really important note, you need to do the controller settings as I have set up for this here, okay? Because if you do that, you get handoffs and icon passing, and that's just a competitive advantage. So make sure you do it like that. And yeah, if you take this online, it will work great. I'll just show it to you guys offline because I have to show the details. But once I have finished level 3, the whole thing, I will show you guys the whole thing all together with online gameplay, so then I don't have to backtrack and say this is level 1, level 2, level 3. I'll show online gameplay of all 3 levels. And as always, thanks for coming by. I appreciate the support. New defensive settings video coming out next week. So it's gonna be a different strategy from the previous one. It's not gonna be 40 minutes. Thank God, because I've built the foundation on that one, on the basic stuff. So I can now show you guys special defensive schemes depending on your roster. So we're going to do a very switchy defense, a very aggressive, and that takes a lot of skill, but it's worth the risk kind of all switch defense. I'll show you guys that next week. And that's it. As always, thanks for being here. I'll see all of you next time.